Underworld Ministry. What is up? So, as you guys can tell from the new intro and the new look, unfortunately, Sarah will not be part of Underworld anymore, and it's all right. I still got you guys, and you still got me always. So that only means it's just going to get better and better and better. So we have two very good friends that I just met, and hopefully we can get into some of the creepy stories they love and gotten into through the years. This is our guest this week. Tennessee Shadow Chasers. I think this is the second team that we've done in Tennessee. I think the first one was, it might have been Tennessee or Kentucky, but we did the Bell Witch Caves, which I think is in Tennessee, but close enough. But let's get Audrey and Aaron. Audra, I'm sorry. I probably said that so wrong. I am so sorry.
That's okay. We call her Audrey all the time.
Hi, Audrey.
I'm used to it.
All right. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
So,
how about you?
I'm okay. I'm excited to get into this and start talking about ghosts. It's my favorite object to talk about.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves in the Tennessee Shadow Chasers.
Well, we started almost 3 years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
It's gone by really fast. Well, we work together. We've been collectively investigating on our own, and then we work together at a company that's since dissolved. And then we decided we just wanted to continue ghost hunting. So, we joined the world's largest ghost hunt, right?
Well, we just started. We were like, hey, let's go down here. Can I go with you? Yeah, let's go. And then we were like, oh, let's go to this place. And this place had this rule of, well, you can't come in here unless you've been a team for X amount of years. And we were like, okay, great. Now we got to form a team. So,
yeah.
All right, we'll be a team.
Yeah, so
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's a thing?
There's a certain location that will not let you in unless you've been a team for at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, then I'm screwed. I'm by myself.
Well, I think you'd be exempt from that then. You'd be good.
Yeah. So, Aaron, how long have you been into the paranormal? Like, is this a lifelong thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my first memory in life is also my first paranormal experience at the age of 3. And it's just something I just didn't talk about much because you kind of figure that stuff out along the way, that you don't want to be the weird kid that young in life. So, I'm fine being the weird kid now.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm good with it now. Yeah.
Audra?
I did my actual first ghost hunt in 2008. So that was my first organized ghost hunt. Now, back in high school is when you went to all the local
cemeteries and stuff.
Yeah, the local ghost hunt. That house is haunted. Don't go there. So you naturally you went there.
Yeah.
So, did all those in high school, but my first organized equipment ghost hunt was in 2008, and I have not stopped since.
That's awesome. Now, we have a couple locations that we're going to talk about. How many members do you guys have on your team?
We've got 6.
Awesome. Are they all female?
Nope. We've got 5 female, 1 male. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for him. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no, he's good. We're very good with him, yeah. Yeah.
Now, is it? I've always wanted to talk to like all female investigators, because everybody says it's always scarier for the women. It's always like you have to look out more, I guess. I don't know. Is that true? Like, Like, do you guys get messed with more than he does, or?
No,
No.
no, I think it's pretty even, don't you?
Yeah,
it
I think
depends what location you go into, right? So if you have a location that has, a man who's very touchy feely with women,
Yeah.
of course we're going to get more.
Right.
But and vice versa. But I think it's pretty evenly matched.
Got you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've investigated with a couple women, but they've always been with like 5 or 6 men. So I've never talked to like a all female team.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you like go to a jail or a prison or something, which there's people, no, you won't go, or
No, we
No.
do.
I was going to say, when it comes to the prison, I think it's been 50-50 on us because
Mhm.
he's had a very traumatic experience out of prison.
Mhm.
And then I've also had a very disruptive experience out of prison. And it's the same prison, so you can't say that it's
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, we have a jail here, and the former investigator that we had, she got rushed and choked at that jail. I've gotten hit in the chest so hard I couldn't breathe for like 20 minutes.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's not an open location, so we can't really talk about it much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've gone in there a couple of times, and yeah, I love jails.
Yeah. Jails and prison and then hospitals, I think, are the best.
Yeah.
All the energy that goes through there constantly.
So I was a security guard at a trauma hospital here down in St. Petersburg, and our job was to go down and do the morgue and do the body toe tags and give them to the coroner and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm used to seeing all that and like being in that kind of environment. But yeah, the Gilchrist County Jail. Thank you. Yeah, they I love that jail. I'd spend all day in that jail if I could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got hit in the chest and I came back down the stairs and I was like, when can I investigate? Did I just bring my equipment in now and just sleep here, or
stay here for a week? Maybe?
Yeah. But no, we have a really good connection over there, and I can't wait to go back. Oh, I got Facebook up still. Speaking of jails, do you want to talk about this location?
Audra, do you want to talk about this one?
I'll let you go ahead.
Now, this is the one with the demon house that we did, right?
Yes.
And that was, what is the name?
Blackford County.
Thank you. Blackford County Jail.
Old Blackford County Jail in Monroe, Indiana.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's literally a stone's throw away from the Monroe house. So we booked
They're across the street from each other pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So we like to double do. So if we're doing something, we like to do 2 things.
Absolutely.
So we booked this one first, and then the next on a Friday, and then on Saturday we booked the Monroe house. This place is really cool. We actually had some bread and some oranges, and we put this is where the jailer's family would live there, and the woman of the house would cook for even the prisoners.
All right.
So there was a pie hole or a pie chute in the kitchen through to where the prisoners would come pick up their lunch and go back to their cells and eat, or sit in the day room and eat. And we had put an orange and some banana bread on the other side, and we put a REM pod by that, and we got some triggered REM pod action off of it. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like,
and you can actually stay the night there in the jail. They'll let you sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
Yeah, you can sleep in the cells, or you can sleep in the house portion where the family would sleep.
Now, which part do you think is more activity? The cells or the front house?
That's a tough one.
See, that's I've talked to a couple jails now, and they say the same thing, that it's kind of 50-50 because you get activity more residual from the house, and then all the
No, I
activity.
would agree with something like that. That makes more sense. I did go down the basement once everybody was going to bed. I went down to the basement alone just to see what it was like. With no flashlight, no anything, and that was a little alarming because I had nothing. I didn't have my cell phone with me for a flash. I had nothing. It was just me,
Right.
and that kind of got me a little bit. I kind of froze in one spot. I didn't walk around.
Yeah.
Now, because there
Sorry,
also you can across the street they have a speakeasy that you can add on to it for an additional fee.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't go, but you all did go and get some really good stuff over there as well.
We did with Haley. They had mentioned, because we were talking, because it was also known possibly to have brothel-like activity there. Okay. And so we anteed up Haley, one of our, no, there's 7 members now. Haley.
Yeah.
I said there were only 6. There's 7 because we just added Haley onto the team.
Just added Haley last
so there are 7 on our team. Sorry about that. But we anteed her up for a job interview. So they told her we got an EVP, and they said for her to go in room number 3, and so we sent her in room 3 to get some EVPs, and it was pretty cool. We got some activity there, which was, there was a lot of shadow work, a lot of shadows passing by doorways, and so that was really neat.
Did they actually give you the number 3?
Yeah.
On what a spirit box or EVP?
Not EVP. Just on an EVP. They just said 3, we said, what room do you want her in? 3. So, okay.
Wow.
There you go, Haley.
Wow. Just throw it into it head first. Yeah. Let's go.
That's it.
I mean, if you want to be a good investigator, your body will. I've been in that kind of situation where I've been into like a location and I'm just by myself, and your nerves take over and your mind starts going, and you're like, I don't know if I'm safe right now. I'm probably not safe.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm pushing the limit a little bit here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should probably go back upstairs with everybody else.
Yes.
I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So I have seen this location a lot, like on TV shows, and I've never really talked to anybody about this location. So Octagon Hall.
Hall
is awesome.
Yeah, and it depends on, because I've been once when it was off the charts. It was absolutely crazy. And then we went back and it was quiet as a church mouse. So it's one of those locations that you never know.
That's how it is with ghost hunting. You know, one day it's up here and the next day it's
it's a crapshoot. That's one thing that people really need to understand when they're ghost hunting, that these places they're not circus animals.
Right.
And
they don't clock in and out.
No.
Especially if there's like a team that goes up there like the day before or something, or a couple days. Those spirits just gave all that energy to give them that awesome night that you guys brag about as investigators, and I've got my buddy Henry from the Stringer House we were just talking about. He's got an EVP that says the spirits are just tired from like groups coming in every night, and like they're just want to be left alone and they're just tired.
100%. And you got to think on your toes. We like to bring laughter into our investigations a lot. I know a lot of people go at it scientifically. A lot of them go spiritually. We do all of that. We all are different in our group, and we all have different belief systems. And so we mix it all up, but we inject laughter because they've got to get bored of hearing, how did you die? What's your name? Is that you? I mean, those kind of questions are redundant.
Yeah. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Exactly. So it's one of those things that you got to think on your feet. You got to be a little creative with your questions.
I like playing music from that time. music is a one major conductor because music's always been around. That's always been some form of entertainment that everybody knows.
When it hits a nerve with them, right?
That
So
too.
that in sports, you can play sports. If you're whatever state you're in,
Yeah.
just find an old football game and just put it on and let them see some sports. It's probably been a long time.
Yeah.
I did one on a battleship recently, or about a year ago actually, and the guy that was over the battleship made the suggestion. He goes, make sure you ask questions pertaining to the Navy or to using their lingo.
Right.
Because a lot of people come in here and don't know the lingo, don't know anything about the Navy.
Right.
So he goes, and it's because of that I'm considering shutting this down. So we were like, oh, okay, let's do some research first.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, it's also like you go into properties like this that's like 200-300 years old. They don't know what a REM pod is. They don't know what this big old block, old antenna looking thing is making sounds, but they know music.
That's right. And Audra's got a candle. I don't. She's got one of the
candle.
Yeah, it's a spirit candle, and that gets good activity because they know what a candle is.
Yeah. What is it? Is it just something
it's
you can touch?
EMF.
Oh, cool.
So the closer they get to it, the brighter the candle gets.
Yeah.
Is it like a candlestick?
It just looks like a.
It just looks like a candle, just like a
regular candle, just a regular taper, not even a taper candle, just a pillar candle.
A pillar candle.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's battery operated, but it's just an EMF detector. If they get closer to it, it's a sensitive, and then they get closer to it, the brighter it gets.
Right.
It's a really cool thing, and they understand it. It's easy. They're not scared of it.
So we got these little the things that you can press for like dogs and cats, and you can put like treats and go outside and like you can record it onto those.
Oh yeah.
And I recorded music on it, like 20s music, and
that's a good idea.
Through the tulips and
the buttons that the dogs talk to you.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea, Chris.
I never got to use them, but I want to. But I mean, if something's able enough to press a REM pod, they can press down on if they have enough energy, they can press down on that and make the music start playing. There's definitely something there.
Oh yeah. That's a great idea. I love ideas like that when people think outside of the box with stuff like that. That's so important.
I'm doing this on a budget. This is a very expensive hobby. So
I think that's the most underrated topic in all of paranormal. It is expensive.
Oh yeah. That's what I tell everybody. Like, oh dude, you're an investigator. That's awesome. I'm like, yeah. I've also spent like 4 or 5 years collecting stuff slowly and spent hundreds of dollars to go do these investigations and the trip, the hotel, the gas, the food,
all while the real world is still turning and possibility is still there.
You're like, all right, I got $5 to put towards Trans-Allegheny. Cool.
No doubt.
In like 7 years, I'll be able to investigate it. But
maybe one building.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Right.
Right.
So, what kind of stuff did you get at Octagon? I know there's like tombstones and stuff there.
Yeah, we got I know we got a piano. We were downstairs in the basement and there was a piano key that was touched.
Oh wow. That's such the creepiest thing ever.
Yeah.
That's like insidious stuff.
Yeah. And then I do have one picture and it's not there's not 3 pictures together. So it's one of those things that it's kind of hard to take for what it is. But I took a picture of myself in like a selfie in the attic. We went all the way upstairs to the attic. And I don't do ladders, but I made it. And I took this picture, and there's a face like right here, but it could have been matrixing because I didn't take 2 and 3. Picture
Gotcha.
2. Yeah, it was just
Gotcha.
one picture, but so it was pretty much a quiet night
Right.
that
If
evening.
anybody that doesn't know that's watching this that doesn't understand what that is, and the paranormal, you always take pictures of 3. So you can always have pictures to go back and look on and see if it's in one and not the other. And
Yeah. It's important to do that because debunking is just as important as
that's like 90% of the investigation.
you have to. And I know people get really aggravated and very upset when you debunk things. I mean, sometimes they'll bite your head off. People will
Oh,
get very
yes.
angry. Yeah. But I mean, how long did that take us, Audra, at the shrine?
Well, how long did it take us at Octagon Hall
Oh, Lord, that took us 45 minutes.
to debunk that light going across the room? And it ended up being car lights coming down the road and reflecting 3 different times.
Yeah.
But then it went across the room. But it took us 45 minutes to figure out that that light going across the wall was car lights from a room away.
And it was reflecting, off of 3 different things. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Show itself. And it took us forever, but we found out that was not paranormal.
We had cameras going down down the front hallway at the Stringer house, and we had the same thing. Like right past the parlor, it would be a big bright light, and it would go away, and then and it would go away, and like you can look at the cameras out in the front, and and the road's literally pointing right at the front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, yep, headlights.
Yeah.
All right, dang it. Yeah, I was so disappointed when I figured it out too.
The same thing happened at the Euro Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee, and we took a picture of the coven, and oh gosh, we were praying. We were just like, oh, please let us be able to debunk this. This cannot be real, because it looked like a demon was coming out of the mirror. I mean, it was
awful. It was a Polaroid picture, and we were like, what is this? Oh my gosh, what did we capture? And until we took an actual photo of the photo and could blow up that Polaroid picture and realized it was a crystal from the chandelier, reflecting off the mirror.
Yeah.
And that's how we figured it out. Because we were at that point, I was never going back. I was never going back to that place at that point.
Right.
Until we figured that out.
Yeah. We were like, whew. Thank God. We were so happy. We were so happy.
Well, and just tell the owner, like, I think I brought something through the mirror, and I don't really know what I'm doing.
He was kind of panicking a little bit too. He was like, "What is this?"
Yeah. We were all getting books out and looking stuff up in books and being like, what does this look like? And but then we got to the meat and potatoes, and we were able to debunk it. So
it's crazy what light can do.
Yeah, it really is. But the good thing is when you debunk something, either you feel very smart for debunking it,
right?
Because you're like,
or you're just really bummed because you debunked it and it wasn't an experience,
right? Or foolish because you didn't see it to begin with,
right? And it plays mind games with you because you will swear up one side and down the other. I saw this. This is what it was, and it's not. So you have to be able to swallow or eat a little bit of crow,
right?
Because you're so in the moment. But and Audra really on our team, she was the debunker, and now she's kind of like she was like, listen, she really did was like, listen, guys, we've got to debunk stuff. Not everything can be paranormal. It's impossible. It's not.
Right.
So and we all.
I'm not as hardcore about it as I was. I'm getting better.
But I think, but on the flip, we're not as hardcore against it as we were either.
No, that's true. You guys have gotten better about it. So
we really have. We really have.
I mean, if it's I haven't been there, so I don't know exactly what the energy feels or the activity. But like places like Pennhurst, or I've been to Pennhurst 3 times, and even walking into the building on the property, like walking I've been there twice for like a haunted house, so it has that haunted house energy.
Mhm.
But it's such a big campus that you have to walk through half of the campus to get to the administration building to get
Yeah.
to the haunted house.
Mhm.
And you're literally just surrounded by buildings, and
Yes.
it literally feels like every window there's something staring at you. Like even in the little playground area, like it felt like it was just kids running around.
That's
Like,
yeah.
how Kelly felt when she went. She, another girl that I know, that
yeah.
goes with us occasionally. She got a lot of activity in the playground. I had
Oh,
experiences in the tunnel. The tunnel
I
is what got me.
I had something whistle in my ear.
Really.
Yeah, I just
That's
out
just
of nowhere, just out of nowhere, standing there talking to my friend. I can't whistle, but yeah, it was literally like right here. Like I just
well,
stopped.
bet that ran through your blood like
Oh,
ice water.
I was so
Oh.
excited. I was like, I got my Pinhurst experience. All right. Being an investigator, you get really excited when you actually get something that happens, But
You do, and sometimes it makes you question. I mean, I know we're in this because we all believe,
yeah,
but sometimes you're in the moment and something happens to you, and you just don't know how to take it. I mean,
yeah,
Audrey, you can from Brushy Mountain, you
I knew
know,
oh,
that's where that was going.
that's what we call our no moment. Like no 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 no
No,
no
no,
no
no, no, no,
no
no, no.
no no no. So that's what we call our no moment is when something like that happens and it catches you off guard and you're not
yeah,
expecting.
yeah,
It kind of makes you stop and think, and it changes your perspective.
Yeah.
yeah. Our interview last week, we did the Lake City Jail.
Hmm.
It's in Indiana where John Dillinger escaped from.
Oh.
So we did that, and I asked. They were at the jail, and they were kind of like in the front of the jail part. They weren't actually in the jail,
Hmm.
and they kept having like bangs and stuff coming from the jail while we were live. And I
Oh.
asked them to go into like the front part so we could see a part of the jail.
Hmm.
And so they went in and they kind of like cut out and they came back, and I guess like they had a cutout of John Dillinger fall or something, and they almost abandoned the whole interview and ran out the building. They said they were known for the Scooby Doo gang, like they're the runners,
Yes.
and yeah, they were like a full on about to abandon the whole interview, but yeah,
That's great.
I love jails. It really
Yeah,
does.
Amber, it does. It does take you by surprise. It does really. And it's
Oh,
fun. It's addictive. I think that's part of it. I think that's
oh,
being taken by surprise is
Hmm.
it's like a rush.
It's a thrill. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And there's nothing like
100%.
it. I
No.
mean, I can kind of like equate it like maybe like a daredevil or, just
Yeah,
doing
for
something
sure.
wrong. It
Yeah.
truly is.
We're just all a little kooky in the head because they're like, hey, there's ghosts in there, and like normal people don't go to these places. We're like, all right, man.
That's right.
Let's do it. Let's do
So
it.
we're gonna go do this next Tuesday, right? Yeah, everybody.
Yeah. It's $200. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
keep this
yeah,
payment.
I just won't eat this week.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
The electric bill it'd be all right.
Right?
Amber says it really does. It totally surprised me when one of the cat balls went off by itself for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a doll. Her name is Elle from the Stringer house, and we just set up cat balls around her. And I literally watched the cat ball move like 2 feet, like not 2 feet, but like 2 inches, and then went off.
Wow.
And we were literally sitting back in the couch, like 3-4 feet away, and there's
Yeah.
literally nothing around the doll but the doll. Like we have cats, but they were nowhere near anything. And yeah, we literally watched the cat ball move, and then it went off. I was like,
Ew.
why don't you ever do this while I'm streaming?
Did anybody have a camera on that? No.
Yeah,
Never when you need
Difficult.
it.
It's never right.
Never when you need it.
yep. We did a whole hour of all 8 dolls that we have, and spent an hour, and the cat ball went off like 2 minutes before we can stop the show. But the whole time we were setting it up, the cat balls were going crazy the whole time we were setting
Yeah.
it up.
Not a
But soon
camera.
as it, yeah, as soon as it goes live, they don't do anything. I'm like, oh, you freaking.
Yeah, they're just playing games with you at
You
that
guys
point.
are going in the box. I'm sorry.
You know they're sitting back just say.
So, anybody that's ever watched this show knows how much that we support the locations that we have had on this show. And one of our favorite places is the old hospital on College Hill, which
Beautiful.
it is so beautiful. I miss living up north so much because of this.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did you guys get at the hospital? I know there's so much that happens.
There was so much. There was so much.
I don't know if I like that way Audra is covering her mouth.
Yeah. Well, we did this experiment down where they did the amputations.
Okay.
And you feel so silly doing it, but we really did get responses through EVPs. Remember the one where they said just let her die?
Yeah, we did a fake surgery.
Yeah, we were doing a fake like amputating arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And every couple of like 30 seconds or so, we'd stop and just let the recorder record.
Yeah.
And they would just basically, I think it was it Dee or Melissa? They were just going to let them die.
I think it was Melissa. Yeah,
they said just let her die.
Because that's when Dee was playing the nurse. Yeah.
You were the doctor. You were terrible. You were so mean.
I mean,
doctor.
I wonder if that is like more residual because it was a mining hospital, you know.
I don't know because
maybe it was just a residual of the miner that was just so bad that
it could have been.
Just let him die, you know.
So we also had this situation to where multiple things happened all at the same time. Like it was like bam, 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 bam. And there was a woman's voice, and we were all standing kind of at what I would explain like a crossroads in this hallway area to where there was a hall.
Yeah.
Right. You're like right there at the crossroads. Right. There's 4 ways to go.
And we were playing back in EVP.
Yes, we were playing back an EVP. While we were actively playing back this EVP, there was an audible woman's voice. We couldn't tell what she was saying because we were listening to the EVP.
Right.
And then, so our attention turns to that. And then there was a shadow person that comes out. It had us going. Audra was the only person. She was laughing. She fell down. She was laughing so hard at us because of our reaction. I mean, seriously, our reaction, we were all like, oh my God.
They were like Scooby-Doo. I mean,
like
it
an
was
overload, a sensory overload. It wasn't one thing. It was like multiple things at the same time. So everybody's looking in different directions. Everybody's getting ready to run in a different direction. And then here comes Bailey's arms. He's collecting everybody down the hallway with him coming through this door. And he's going to like usher everybody through this door. Audra falls on the ground. It was, that has to be like probably my favorite moment ever. It was the best. It's very chaotic.
And of course, nobody's recording because nobody knew where to look.
Right.
Right. Yeah. We're going back there.
August.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're going for 2 nights this time.
Yeah, we did. 2 nights.
Maybe we can do it live while you guys walk through the hospital.
That'd be a good idea.
Come back on the show. We like doing that on our show a lot. We've actually done every investigation I do, I don't edit any of my stuff. Most of the videos and photos and everything that we have is all live. I do like 2 or 3 live feeds in every property that I do.
Oh wow.
I post everything raw. I don't edit anything. because you can't fake live videos. You
Mm-mm.
can't.
That's
So
you're-
come and try to tell me my stuff is fake. No, I have video, and it's literally it says live. What I mean,
you can't. Yeah.
what you see is what you see. If you don't see
What you
anything,
see, what you get. Yep.
yeah. But we like make the people that on our YouTube and everything. I like making them investigators too during the investigations. Like
Oh yeah.
I put 2 or 3 cameras in on StreamYard here. You're our home base. You leave comments. You let us know where to go.
That's a good
Like,
idea.
yeah, I like interacting with people and them telling us
Yeah.
where to go.
We used to, so we were doing videos and we were putting a bunch of like, we would record a lot during an investigation, and then I would come home and I would try to piece it together just for a little snippet.
Yeah.
And that really, whew, I mean,
It's
it got
a lot
to
of work.
it's a lot of work. It takes hours and
Yeah.
hours and hours
And
because
days
you're
and
reliving
days.
the investigation. So you're
Right.
reliving the investigation over and over and over to where
Yeah.
it's like a movie that you've seen a
Yep.
million times.
Yeah.
And so we kind of stopped for a while. We'll pick it back up. We'll start doing that stuff again. It's just we wanted to get back to the core of having fun.
Yeah.
And just enjoying ourselves. And there's something about the camaraderie about when you're investigating with people because you're trusting your life in everybody's hands. So
Yeah.
if you're investigating with people, you need to make sure you trust them 100%.
For sure.
Trust is a huge, huge thing in the paranormal.
Oh yeah. Especially
have
you're
to
in
be
these big old places in the dark, and like everybody needs to look out for everybody.
Yes. You have
100%.
to know. Yeah, you have to know because, there's animals that can get in these places. There are homeless people that can get in these places, drug addicts who can get in these places.
Yeah.
There are real dangers in these places. So you have to know that the people that you're with have your back.
Right.
I mean, you could fall in these places. I mean, it's just a part of life. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to know that if you get hurt, not from something paranormal, I mean, from something paranormal too, but if you get hurt from something in the
Yeah.
flesh and blood, that they're going to be there to help you.
Oh yeah.
They've got your back 100%.
100%.
They're not going to.
Yeah,
do
and that's
you
one
wrong.
thing I can say about our team is we know without a doubt we've been through the ringer.
Yeah.
We've been through hell and back, and that's one thing we all have trust for each other on our team. We're a very tight knit family because we don't all live in the same area.
Right.
Some are in Middle Tennessee, some are in Southeast Tennessee, some are in Northeast Tennessee. So I mean, but we're all talking all day long.
Yeah.
All
Right.
day long.
Oh,
Yeah. So we're a
I
family.
love Tennessee. We took a trip and went from one corner to the next.
Yeah.
So we came in from Georgia and went out of North Carolina and down. So
Oh,
we
beautiful.
literally went all the way across the state. That was so fun.
Yeah,
We
Tennessee
stayed in Gatlinburg. Yeah.
Tennessee is definitely 3 states. Okay. You have East Tennessee, which is the best. East Tennessee is definitely the best.
We're not biased by any means, but
But we are the best. Then you have Middle Tennessee, which is like Nashville. So you get a lot of transplants there.
Right.
And then you have the rest of Tennessee, which is what are these?
Yeah.
Tennessee, like we're
Right. The South.
Yeah. It's not as pretty over there. But East Tennessee is where it's at. I mean, just saying.
Tennessee is the first place that I saw the Milky Way. I've never seen the Milky Way until I went into the Smoky Mountains and everything. Yeah, that was. We're getting off topic, but
we are.
I love Tennessee so much.
Oh yeah.
But what is it? You guys doing a seance or what is going on here?
We're playing with the Ouija board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're playing with the Ouija board there. That's at the Eura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh.
It is the most epic place you will ever go to. And as a matter of fact, the only people you can book through is through the Tennessee Shadow Chasers because we're ambassadors there. So they can book through us to investigate there. That's the tour gate and the One gate. Yeah.
Oh.
That's the Coven set.
The whole time that I was looking for pictures for this show, like I pulled these up and I'm like, oh my. Oh,
it's so opulent. It is so opulent. My favorite doll in this picture is Josh in the orange pants. He is right center right with a
Yeah.
little crow next to him. He's
What's
wonderful.
his story?
I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea. This place has so many haunted items. All the dolls there are haunted. There's so many haunted items that people
Yeah.
don't know what to do with, that they'll just give that to. I've given items to the shrine.
Right.
So, because you don't want to throw them away, you don't want to burn them, you don't want to just hand them to somebody who's
Right.
not going to know how to handle them. So, why not give them to the shrine and give them a new place to live?
They
And
just,
yeah, and Rick will happily take them. I mean, he's like, yeah, sure, we'll find it a home. So
Yeah. Because the shrine is all about balance.
right.
And so everything, it's like Audra, wouldn't you say it's like a train station for the dead?
yes. So you never know what spirits are going to be there when you go. There's only like one or two spirits that actually are there all the time. Other than
Right.
that, you never know what spirits are going to be passing through, because all spirits are welcome, good, bad, indifferent. They're all welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know who you're going to deal with when you come through there.
Is this I can't think of it right now. My brain's
It's a
Not-
Shinto shrine.
Brian here. Yeah, I'm
He's making a new one now. He's in the process of making a new shrine mirror, a bigger one.
A bigger
Got-
one.
Have you guys,
Because-
any of the team, been into this chair or?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. If you sit in that room right now, where that dollhouse is, right now there is a coffin,
With a new
Oh.
doll.
wooden
Well,
coffin.
the last picture we sent you is where that doll is where
Oh,
Where's
okay.
in there
Alan is?
now.
Yeah, that's in there. But yes, if you sit in there, even if you're just standing in there, you will feel hands on your shoulders, on your arms, on your thighs. They do not hesitate to talk there,
Right.
because it's
This
meant.
place is, Rick is kind of like a gatekeeper. He is providing a place for spirits who want to meet people and
Mhm.
people who want to meet spirits, a place to come and do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Warren Museum.
Kind of, yeah,
Yeah,
kind
kind
of. Because I mean, the haunted objects are kind of a bonus there.
Okay.
Rick is steeped in Japanese culture.
Okay.
He has always been a part of the Japanese culture, so he is a Shintoist, and like
I
I said,
have
that's
no
kind
idea what that is.
well,
I'm
it's
sorry.
kind of like a gatekeeper between the living and dead, and so he's giving them a place to live and to stop and rest and to talk with the living as well as other dead.
That is awesome.
And so he's the curator of this place. He's the one who keeps balance, right? Isn't that a good way to
Right.
put that?
Yeah, but it's also not necessarily a museum. It is actually a functioning location. People meet there on a weekly basis and have membership meetings. They have rituals occurring. There is an active seance society that meets there on a regular basis.
Wow.
They have parties.
Yeah.
So it's not a place that, here's how we say it, there's not a place that was, it's a place that is.
Mm-hmm.
I love
So
that.
the energy is always changing.
Right.
So you can't go in and go, oh, well, this is where such and such stayed. This was her room. It's okay. This was the Covenstead last week. This week it's a bathroom. You never know.
You never know, because every time we show up, it's different. Every time we go there, things have been moved, things have been placed in different areas to counterbalance the energy,
Right.
because you
Yeah.
have to have a balance. And so if something gets off kilter, you've got negative up here and positive down here. Rick has to find a way to bring them back to center.
Right.
And so it's always this game of
Yeah.
energy.
And the
And
spirits
even
have
if you
came
look
to him in his sleep and told him, hey, move this, change this. It's kind of like the Winchester Mystery House, just a little bit, is
Okay.
what I like to say. But
Yeah.
it's interesting. It keeps you on your toes.
All the time.
It's all
That
the
is-
time. I mean, it's
It's epic.
Yeah,
It's epic.
it's unusual. I go every week, every other week to the meetings, and it's always something different. And he'll say, "Hey, look what I got," and he'll show you something completely weird, and I'm like, where did you get that?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like,
somebody brought it off and dropped it, and they didn't want it
Yeah,
no more, so
like-
they
Just looking at this picture, it's the stuff that you just don't find
Mhm.
you'll
anywhere.
never find this stuff anywhere else but
Like
at the ground.
anywhere.
And he has sigils on everything. So there's sigils written everywhere, in the concrete, in the walls, on the ceiling. I mean, there's sigils everywhere. I mean, it's this place is so astounding that we just want the world to experience it at least once. Everybody in the world needs to experience this place at least once. No doubt.
People who have been to investigate usually book a return visit before they leave.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, because
And
we
it's-
only charge. It's only $280 for
Exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say. It's only $280 for
That's not
8
bad.
people.
Less than $50 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No, and you can have up to 6-7 people because it is a small area, but it's mighty.
And that's just the inside. There's also an outside to it that I don't
Yeah.
think you have any pictures of. That's a
Um,
Tengu forest. It's a bamboo
Mhm.
forest.
I think all I have outside is this one that I saw.
Oh,
No,
yeah, you're
okay.
missing. Oh,
Yeah,
you're missing the
so-
whole half of it.
This picture, so you see all the gargoyles. That's the One
Yeah.
gate. Okay. The Torii gate is the red gate that you walk through.
Okay.
The gargoyle area, that's the One gate. Those gargoyles are there to protect the spirits from the living.
Oh, wow.
That's why they're facing us. But behind that, that's the bamboo forest. That's the Tengu forest. But
Oh.
now it looks all bushy and overgrown. It's not. It's the most beautiful thing that you'll ever see. And they have a resident snake there called
Aleister
Crowley.
Hey.
Yes, and they got a witch's circle out there. It's
Mhm.
just, it's amazing. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It just feels and it's so comfortable when you walk in. Not to everybody.
Yeah,
Some
I was gonna say.
some people can't make it to the gate. Some people, because the shrine is a living, breathing entity
Yeah.
all of itself.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
minus all the spirits that come and go, it has its own energy, its own being, and it knows when you're supposed to be there and when you're not supposed to be there.
Right.
Make sure if you're not supposed to be there, your car will break down. You will get sick and can't come. Something in your life will change drastically to where suddenly you just can't go.
Right.
You'll get sick, like physically sick when you
We've
cross.
had people feel absolutely fine, and as soon as they pull in out front, they are just throwing up, and they're like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm sick. I can't get out of the car. I'm going to have to take a nap. I will be right here. Y'all go on.
Mhm.
And they can't, they just stay in the car the rest of the night. They don't even get out.
Yeah.
I'd fight it. I'd make sure myself got in there.
You try. You can
I was
try.
going to say, she
Try.
tried and she made it inside to the couch, and she's like, this is awful. I'm going back outside. And she
Yeah.
Oh,
did. She
wow.
spent the entire night out in the car.
Mhm.
Wow.
Maybe an hour with us and the rest.
Hey,
Yeah.
David. What's
She
going
actually
on,
wrote
boss?
an article on it for Haunted Magazine, or the Haunted Magazine, or something like one of those
Haunted
Haunted-
Times. Or,
Haunted Times or something. It's a new magazine. She wrote an
Yeah.
article about it, how the shrine
Oh,
kept her from
yeah.
coming in.
Joel
Wow.
Klingensmith. Yeah, Joel Klingensmith headed that up, I think, or I'm not sure, but yeah.
So what exactly is this? Is this like a hot tub?
Yes, that's the grotto.
Oh man.
So so that's the cold water tub. That's the light blue. That's the cold
Okay.
water. And then beyond that, closer to the edge is the still water.
Still water.
Then behind the still water is the hot tub, the hot water.
Oh.
Hot water pool.
So it balances each other out.
Yeah.
Are
You're
these
looking
just
at the
are
west
these
gate.
just because I'm asking because of what this place is this like real skulls or are they just for decoration?
There is a couple of real bones in there, but he won't tell us which ones, because there
Okay.
used to be practicing necromancers there.
Okay.
There's not at this time, but there was at one point.
There were
Gotcha.
13 religions that practiced here. This goes back to the dragon table. Do you have a picture of the dragon table?
I do.
Okay. So this dragon table has 7 layers of concrete. And then each layer has a different religion attached to it. So one layer would be wet concrete, and the necromancers would come and put stuff in. Then the next, the Wiccans would put stuff in, and then the next, and the next. 7 layers, and then there's 6 columns underneath it of concrete. This table is almost 7,000 pounds.
So it's
Holy
not leaving that place
moly.
anytime soon. It's
No,
not coming out.
ever.
It's never leaving that place. Yeah, right.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. It's amazing. This place is. This is why we're so lucky to be the ambassadors of the Euro Shrine, because
Absolutely.
nobody's gonna find a place like this ever. Because
Yeah.
like Audra was saying, it's not a house that used to be. It's not. This was used as a Civil War hospital, and then it was a bed and breakfast, and then it was a nursing home. It wasn't. It's specially curated for spirits, mainly for spirits. He's just opened this up to paranormal investigations.
Wow.
So
yeah, within the past year and a half, 2 years. So
yeah.
And I think people are still afraid of it because he does allow everything to come in there that wants to come in there.
Any spirit,
any religion, anything.
An angel, anything. Yeah, there's no judgment. That's the one thing about the shrine. There is 0 judgment for the dead or the living. You are who you are. You walk through that gate, and you just need good intentions to be there.
Yeah.
You just have to have a good heart.
I couldn't even imagine how many portals are in that place.
So
few.
Yeah.
Wow.
So someone with abilities that comes in there, they're usually very overwhelmed in the beginning that they'll walk back outside and they'll have to reground themselves and then come back in.
It's like very loud.
Very loud to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have those kind of abilities, but I am like very ultra sensitive. I always have been. I've had psychics and mediums, and they're like, you literally have a foot in the afterlife and this world. Like, I don't. Anytime that I've ever talked to anybody, they've always told me that. And I don't know. Maybe I do have special abilities that I haven't tapped into.
I think everybody has abilities. I think just through life, and you grow up and you have responsibilities, and then you just kind of lose that edge. The older you get, the more cog in the wheel that you become, right?
Right.
So you're living the American dream.
Yeah.
So you're busy with bills and responsibilities and stress to where you just dull that part of your mind just kind of goes away. It kind of gets turned off. But I think everybody has abilities.
Right. I always tell people there's more than 6 senses.
Yeah, we don't use our brains to its full capability.
Yeah.
There's no telling what we can do. I mean, that's just my opinion.
No, for sure. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I thought I could walk through people a couple weeks ago. Poor old
you did.
I just wish I had the ability to make people drive faster and not stop to turn. And I wish I had that ability. Just like flick them out of the road, and
you just kind of like whoop, pick them up, put them on the side of the road.
Almighty, just
yeah. Hey, we were supposed to have flying cars by now, so
I'm trying to have one eventually.
Probably.
But anybody that's watched this show knows that I love collecting haunted dolls, and throughout your adventure through this wacky world that we live in, you have experienced a couple. Do you want to explain what this doll is and what it does?
Audra, I'll let you take this one.
She belongs to the shrine, and they are still trying to figure out where she came from. There's different opinions on that, but they do keep her upstairs at the shrine because she does not play well with the other dolls. I know they have seen her sit up in they got her in a bassinet, and they have seen her sit up. They woke up during the night and she's been sitting up.
Wow.
they just tell her not tonight and sit back and they go back to bed.
Yeah. Go back to sleep.
Not tonight. And they go back.
No,
And
back
since
to bed.
since they've moved her away from the other dolls, she has calmed down. Since they've gave her her own special place
Yeah.
away from everything else. She's done better. I can't think. What y'all decide her name was? 2 or 3 of you came up with the name. I can't remember. But
Mine was something like
yeah.
Consuela or it wasn't the name that
it was a Spanish name, but it's but she's calmed down since she got moved upstairs.
Got ya. And now this is the doll that you were saying that's in place of the. Oh no, not this one. This one.
That's Sally.
That's Sally.
Okay. And that's the one that's where the haunted house or the dollhouse was by the
mirror. She's
Correct.
by the scrying mirror. And her arm that's down, it's down now, but they'll put it up and it locks in place. And as she gets to talking to you or you talking to her, and like if you put a spirit box or something in front of her, she will talk. She will. But you have to show her respect.
Yeah.
And then after a while, if you ask her nicely a couple of times, she will drop her arm for you. But she does not like to do it on film.
Wow.
So only 2 people have caught it on film.
I know that pain all too well.
Yes. Sinister Sisters Paranormal out of Nashville caught it. They haven't put it out yet. And then what was the Dead Chronicles? They're doing a series, and they've got it coming out in their season 2.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen her do it, but we've seen her do it. But
look, I brought my voodoo doll. This is who I call Mo, and she came from New Orleans, and she's a voodoo doll. And
that's awesome.
I brought her to the shrine and left her at the shrine. How many months?
3
months. And there was a specific reason, but the bonus for me was to let her kind of absorb some of that energy.
Yeah.
My husband was not too happy when I brought her back home.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, why didn't you just leave her there?
I mean, you can even just all the energy that it absorbed from New Orleans, I can't imagine just. My mom told me if I ever went to New Orleans, I would never leave.
Yeah, we're hoping to go to we're trying to. We like to take a yearly trip just for fun. Yeah. And so we're talking about maybe going to New Orleans next year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're trying to decide between New Orleans and Savannah. We did Salem this year, so we're kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. I absolutely love Savannah. Just anywhere you go, you're going to find activity. Any square, any building, the whole town's built on a cemetery.
It sounds like a perfect place.
It does.
I've been to both, so I'm letting Nick decide.
Let's take a scroll through the haunted squares, babe. Let's go. That's my kind of. I don't want to go walk on the beach.
Just take me somewhere where the dead are. I'm good.
Yeah, I've lived in Florida my whole life. I don't want to go walk on the beach.
Right. Oh. Yeah, New Orleans. Yeah.
Amber said it'd be really cool to go to New Orleans, but I would not miss with the voodoo dolls there.
Well, I mean, my sister went to New Orleans. My sister got me this doll, and I laugh because she was like, I just couldn't find something that called, and I was originally looking for like something like this. I was originally looking for something like this. Something.
Okay. Cute. Yeah.
And I told my sister this, and
she sends you that.
This is what she finds, and I was like, "Well, that's good." She said, "That looks like you. That looks like you," and I was like, "Thanks." Me too. But I know what she meant. But so it was. She picked perfect because she couldn't find anything, and she talked to the guy at the store at the Marie Laveau store or someone.
Yeah.
And she just explained to me, and he said, I think I've got the perfect thing. I'll be right back. And then he pulled this out of the back. So that's what I got. So
That'd be me. And be like,
yeah.
I'll let you pick. I'll let you absorb my energy and just
Yeah.
give me something, you know?
Yeah, she described me to him, and this is what he pulled out, and I thanked her severely for it. I could not wait to get her. I was so excited.
I tell my parents that all the time because they go on like cruises on like different islands and all different cultures and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, just bring me something back, and they're going to Salem this year.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, you better bring me something creepy home.
Salem was the best. Salem was the best.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. There's so much there.
We did the whole trip through Tennessee, Georgia, and then Tennessee, and we came back. So we stopped at like Charlotte and Savannah and St. Augustine and all of that on the way back home to come back to Florida. And the whole time I had a backpack full of equipment on me. The whole time. I was like, oh, we're going to Charlotte, we're going to Savannah, we're going to St. Augustine. Yeah. 100% I'm bringing all of my equipment that I can carry.
Yeah, most definitely. Have you ever been to South Pittsburgh Hospital?
I am not.
Oh my God. Are you coming back to Tennessee anytime soon?
I need to get stuff in order here. I just had a really big life-changing situation.
Yeah.
So I have to get all that, but I want to start traveling and getting into all these places.
That's a real good one here in Tennessee, South Pittsburgh Hospital. It's a Ronnie D. He also owns Harriman Hospital, which is good. They're two totally different vibes. Those places are two totally different vibes. But South Pittsburgh puts you in the mind of Hospital on College Hill.
Okay. We tried to do an interview with them when we were very first starting the podcast, and I don't remember exactly what happened. It just didn't work out, but I would love to do an interview with them. I've watched, like I said, I've watched them on every show that I've ever watched, and like that place is, unless they're faking it on the shows. I know like shows are like very over dramatic and
they do not fake. No. I've not seen anybody. I can't say that.
The shows may be the TV shows may be a little dramatic, but that place really is. It's legit haunted though. That was my very first investigation in 2008. Was Old South Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
had me hooked.
Yeah. And it's a good place. And Ronnie actually, I love when owners do this. When they have a place and they put money back into the place to make it something worth coming to.
Yeah. Absolutely. He has at both locations. He bought them, he cleaned them up, he's putting the money back into it. He's putting the money into the community.
Yeah.
So and he's made a big difference.
Like he actually found newspaper articles and he's blown them up and put them in frames. I mean, he and everybody who helps him has gone the extra length to just really make it an all-around great place.
Yeah.
He's making sure the correct history is being put out about the place and not this false narrative about, oh, this bad stuff happened here. No, here's what really happened here. Here's the real doctor names. Here's the real nurses.
Right.
So,
and like being down in Florida, it's kind of hard getting to anywhere. Because we're unfortunately surrounded by water. When I lived in Pennsylvania, though, like 2-3 hours you'd be in Tennessee. Well, not Tennessee, but like Maryland and DC and Jersey and all that. So living up north was a lot different investigating here, which it's very old here, and we have a lot of like battlegrounds and like old plantation houses here, and because everybody came down after the Civil War and like created plantations, and like Florida was basically just giving land away. If you could propagate and you could build a house and make the land profitable for like 4 or 5 years, they would write you a big check and that property's yours now. We where I live now, we have an old plantation house, and it was an old sugarcane plantation. Like it's just the house now. Like everything else is developed around it. But yeah, it was like hundreds and hundreds of acres of nothing but like sugarcane when the plantation was open. And we were walking through there for a guided tour, and you could feel the energy just on the land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to get out, and I've made a lot of cool friends doing the podcast. Like we've made friends with Trans Allegheny, we've made friends with Eloise, Ohio State Reformatory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that's what I keep saying, that this is a new year. I'm gonna get out and
Yeah.
do all these.
Get all your
like,
stuff in order.
And now you've made friends with your shrine.
That's right. That's right. Don't forget that. That's one you have to come see. You have to.
I'll bring my Ouija board right here that was used during a seance in the 70s.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's a Ouija board there that used to be Nathan White's. Nathan White is a serial killer that is active. He's still alive. He's in death row right now up in New York.
What's the story on that? Like, I couldn't even imagine the energy he put into that.
Oh.
He would use the Ouija board to select who he was going to kill. He would let the board tell him the names of the women he was going to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So he killed prostitutes, which doesn't mean anything bad.
Right.
But he would use that to select the ones he was going to go out and kill.
Yeah.
So he would ask if it's this one or this one, and the spirit goes yes or no, or
I guess he would ask for names. He said that he would ask for names, and he doesn't give much information out.
Yeah.
He doesn't want people to make a profit off of it. He doesn't want somebody to go out and sell it and make a profit off of it. So he's very close to the chest on any information in regards to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now, you have one picture that you just sent me, and I want to know the story of this one because
Marcellus.
There's a reason why it's in a glass box. I want to know why.
That's Marcellus. She's feisty. She's a feisty one. She sometimes that glass case will open on its own.
Wow.
It's very rare that it has happened. And then on occasions, if you leave it open, which you're not going to want to leave it open because she stinks. Literally, there are only certain times, and it starts around 9, 10 o'clock, and it goes until about 2 or 3 o'clock, and she stinks. Literally, like
rotten meat or like sulfur or
like a stinky behind.
Like it, yeah. Like
some,
tail
yeah.
end. It smells like nasty tail end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thought is that it's a spirit that's returned back to the doll that's just been out gallivanting all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's returned home to go to get some sleep in the doll.
Just to relax. So when whoever this spirit is re-enters the doll, it stinks. So she has to be behind those glass cases, or that entire place is going to completely reek.
Smell.
I mean, it's rancid. It's
Wow.
rancid. It's worse than rotted meat. It's worse. Hear me when I say it's worse. It stinks. It's gross.
I've never experienced anything like that. Like, I have my own haunted dolls. They kind of just hang out and light off cat balls, which I'm okay with.
Sure,
yeah. Sally has set off the cat balls, but this...
I don't know what I would do. Like, I don't know if I'd have one that starts smelling and opening, and I'd probably
it kind of makes me feel like she's more diabolical than the others.
Right.
Yeah. Her and Sally came together, and from what I understand, she's very protective of the spirit inside of Sally.
Mm-hmm.
They've been together so long, they're very protective of each other.
Mm-hmm. So we had to, they're separated right now.
Yeah.
They're one's in the grotto in the scrying room. You enter through in the grotto, and the other is in the covenstead. So two totally different.
What, 20 feet, 25 feet, maybe.
Yeah.
But they know where each other is, but they've got their own space now. But they're still looking out for each other.
Right. Now, do you think being investigators and being in this area so long, do you think spirits know when other spirits are there?
I do.
Do you think they play off each other?
At the shrine, yes. At other locations, I think it depends on the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's a really good theory, and that is something that interests me. To where I like that line of questioning, because it's almost like, do they see it for what it was, or do they see it what it is now, and then do they see the other spirits that are there?
Right.
They just layered on top of each other.
Right.
So I think that's one of those questions that we're not going to have the answer to until we're all checked out of the field.
Right. Like places like Penhurst or Trans-Allegheny or like Waverly,
Mm-hmm.
Like 6,000 people, 7,000 people died at Waverly from tuberculosis. Like,
Mm-hmm.
are they all just there and just walking in on each other, and or they
do they have their own cliques? Do they have?
Or they kind of just in their own little world, and that's it. They don't interact. I don't know.
That's one of those.
We did an experiment at the shrine recently where we had someone that's in law enforcement that was doing a guest investigation with us, and they were like, "Hey, I have a question for someone that we're doing an investigation on. Can you go get their spirit for me?" And they were like, "Yeah." It came through on the FASMA box. Yeah. And then a few minutes later, this person said, "Is such and such here?" And we heard yes. So we were like, we've never thought about that. Asking them to go get someone.
Yeah.
But it worked, did it not?
It did work. We did find our answer, and they called us the other day to verify, hey, what we thought was true. They ended up getting their answers, and it matched what we were told. And we were like, that's crazy.
We can't. I think it was an active, and it is maybe possibly an active investigation. So no, we can't give any details about it or anything. We don't even know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know the names or anything. But I'm thinking. But the thing is, we've never thought to say, "Can you go get someone?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah," and we were like, "Wait, you never thought about asking them to go get someone? How far can they go?"
Right.
Yeah. Like if there really is, like, I'm not trying to get into religion. I don't want to do any of this, and I'm not putting it this way.
Right.
But if you go in, supposedly you go to heaven or you go to hell, are spirits able to go into heaven and hell and get people out and bring them into the other kind of world?
Right.
Exactly. So it really opened up a whole new line of questioning of.
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, we thought you were, previously you're limited to just who's there. I never thought about saying, "Hey, can you go get Jim next door?"
Right.
Yeah.
Mary down the street that died about 25 years ago. You might go and get him real quick. I go
exactly. Would you go get the spirits down at Old South and bring them back up here? We need to talk to them or something like that. We never thought about stuff like that. Until that question was asked.
We were at the Scott County Jail, and we did the world's largest ghost hunt. Mm-hmm. And there was, they had like a home base, and I don't even know where it was. I don't even think it was in the country.
I don't know.
I think it was somewhere like Ireland but there was somebody there who had a specific tattoo. They had a specific object, and you were tasked with trying to figure out what it was. So you had to bridge that gap of communication, right? So you had to be like, okay, we need you to leave here, and we need you to go wherever this person is. We need you to find their energy all in this universe. Go find them and tell us what this tattoo is. And then we need you to come back, and let us know so we can put it out there. We got it right. It was a tribal tattoo. And it was
That's another cool place.
Yeah, Scott County Jail with Miranda and
Chris.
Chris. Yeah.
Wow.
Miranda and Chris. Yeah, and so we actually got that right. And then there was what was the
A
object?
word, the secret word.
Oh yeah, there was a secret word, and we got the secret word right. We got the secret object right, and we got the secret tattoo right. All because the spirits, and we didn't know who this person was. We never met this person. They didn't tell us anything until the very end. They had like a grand reveal at the very end, like a week later. You
And I
know,
think we were the second highest to get everything right. Some group out of Ireland got everything.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. That was really cool.
Last week was, now that we're talking about this, and like it's like opening my mind into like whole new dimension right now.
Sorry.
Okay. It's like this is the stuff that I love to talk about.
Yeah, it's thought provoking, isn't it?
The jail that we were talking to last week say that they have events where they do hide and seek in the jail. And could you like walk around with a spirit box and be like, all right, spirits, tell me where everybody is?
Yeah, hot and cold. Like, am I hot? Am I cold?
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would work. I never even thought about it.
I know Harriman Hospital has done hide and seek before.
With,
I think Richard Estep did it there.
Oh, yeah. Richard Estep,
he did it there.
Yeah. Well, they said it's harder in the jail. Well, obviously they work there. They know like every inch of the jail.
Right.
But jails aren't meant to have you hide in. Like they're very much where you're right up close, right there where you were supposed to be. And yeah. So speaking of jails,
why
do all jails look like old castles? I don't.
That one's awesome. Bleckley County Jail is like an unsung hero of the paranormal.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
That one's actually probably fairly close to you. It's down near the Georgia-Florida state line.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep.
But it's in Georgia?
Much bigger than that picture.
Yes, it's really big.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Much bigger than that picture leads on. That makes it look like it's teeny tiny, but it's...
Oh, no. I can just imagine the size of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's cool. It's really cool.
We went to, not to change the subject again, I'm sorry. We went to Eastern State Penitentiary while I was in Philly, and it takes up like 12 blocks. Like just the walls it was just massive, and it's in the massive city, and I just never realized how big these places were. I have my own little jail that we go here, the Gilchrist. It's an 8-person cell, like it's not very big, and you get to like places like this, and it's just huge.
Yeah. Then you go to places like Brushy Mountain.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of like Eastern State. It's just a massive prison. Where is Brushy Mountain again?
Brushy Mountain's in Petros, Tennessee.
Okay.
So
if
I'm call it Petros, but it's Petros.
It's right outside Knoxville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the one that I'm thinking of, that's the one that's like surrounded by the mountain, correct?
Yes, that is the one.
Only prison
okay,
in
so
the
it has
United
like
States.
the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like the front wall and then wilderness.
Yes. Yes.
Only prison in the United States with 3 walls, and then the 4th wall is the mountain.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it'd be pretty to see every day, I guess. I don't.
Well, I mean, James Earl Ray and 3 other people got over the wall.
Oh, wow.
They didn't make it very long.
Yeah.
They didn't make it very long. What, did James Earl Ray make it like what? 3
days.
3 days?
They found him in a ditch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
They had the Eastern State Penitentiary had a couple of escapes, but the guy escaped and walked across the street, and they found him sitting at the bar drinking. Like,
what a waste.
Yeah, that's what I said to her. I was like, hey, man, at least you got your beer. I mean,
yeah, at least you got to drink a beer.
Yeah.
You can't fault him for that.
I was like, dude, I would just keep. I mean, it's in Philly, so Like it's not far you're gonna go.
Yeah.
So things like this, is this like an actual old inmate clothes or?
Yeah, I think they dirtied it up a little bit to make it look a little ominous, but that
Okay.
was Buckley County Jail. Yes, that was official wear for prisoners.
Wow. I
Yeah.
thought they found it in like a cubby hole or somewhere.
No. They have the place set up. I mean, that place is real clean. There's a whole kitchen area where you can, because I mean, let's be honest, snacks are needed when you're investigating. Salt and sugar get you through the night. And caffeine. That picture is very indicative of what some of the cells look like. So you do have the chipping paint, and it's probably lead-based paint. Just don't eat it. You'll be good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just don't lick the walls, and everybody will be okay.
But that's another thing, like, that people don't talk about in investigations going into these old places, how hazardous it is.
Mm-hmm.
Your asbestos, lead, all this stuff that they used back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
I've done urban exploring and been into places where it looks a lot worse than that, and I definitely shouldn't have been in there. But
oh yeah.
yeah.
South Pittsburgh Hospital used to be really, really bad. Ronnie cleaned up.
Awful.
It's breathable air now. You don't have to take like allergy medication before and after.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about wearing a mask. But there are places that are still, I think, Indiana State Sanatorium, that place, you gotta be careful. It's a good place to investigate, but you have to be careful.
Yeah.
That's
like
something about investigating. You just it kind of goes with it because you're in a lot of these places are older buildings, so
right.
You just need to be prepared. You need to know how to handle yourself in these situations.
Right. Yeah, we did the walking tour in Eastern State Penitentiary, and they're kind of just letting the building go. Like whatever falls. They have like whole trees growing in the cells, and
that's a bummer, dude, man.
Yeah, like it's a gorgeous penitentiary, but yeah, they're kind of just letting it go and do whatever it wants to do. And I'm like, no, dude, you have to keep this.
Oh, just find a way, right? Find a way to make it just one section at a time. You don't have to make miracles happen.
That's something that they do say, like it's be cautious of where you're walking and pay attention to where you're walking. And because like we went down in the hole and it's literally like 5 steep stairs down into the bottom of the prison. Like they had 4 cells underground enough to where like one guy can just like cram. I couldn't fit in there. There's no way. Like I basically had to like pinky toe walk to it. I'm like, no, I couldn't even imagine being shoved into one of these and just left. No, so they have little areas where you can sit.
Yeah, that room is really interesting because that room is like has mirrors in it, and it's that place that's part of Bleckley County, and that was a really good room. We had a couple experiments in that room, and we had some good reactions with the mag light. And then what else did we have happen in that room?
Did we do a seance in that room?
We did a seance in that room. Yeah,
we did a seance in that room.
Yeah. That's upstairs. I guess it's
Yeah.
So that place is really cool. It's a place that isn't talked about a lot, and those of us who have found it, tend to return.
We're actually going back there in November.
Oh wow!
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
Is this another one where like the warden lived there? And
yes,
yes, sir.
Okay, so like this little areas like these are where the warden and the kids and everybody would live.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
And like
that's the viewing, the visitation area.
Yeah, dude, I would put a voice recorder and just set it on the windowsill and leave it. Just imagine how many conversations there were in those little windows. Like,
Oh, just think of all the residual energy, like
yeah, that's what I'm
you're
saying.
talking about, that you could capture just by
Yeah.
having a recorder going at the right time at the right moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just found out they're spending life in prison, or
Yeah.
whatever, telling their loved ones or something that they'll never see them again, and
Yep.
you just never know the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of just a full green screen.
It does, doesn't it? I forgot it had green walls.
Why
Yeah.
why are they so bright?
Right? To irritate them. That's why. Because they can be. They're going to irritate the prisoners, I guess.
Dude, I would have so much fun on that wall. I would full green screen everything
Absolutely.
on that wall for sure. That'd be my intro right
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Absolutely.
So you can actually live, like, sleep in this jail, like, overnight, or
I don't know
Well,
how.
we
So
can stay till, what is it, 6 a.m.?
6 a.m.? Yeah.
okay.
So, but I don't know if you'd really want to sleep on any of that.
Why did some locations have little areas where the
Yeah.
investigators can go and sleep?
Can get some like quick shut eye.
I'm sorry if I'm tired enough. I'm going to sleep here, or
I can just sleep on the floor. I could just
right
Yeah,
there.
sleep.
Nice,
right there.
nice and dark
I mean-
and cold, and
Yep. Yep.
I mean, the area where they check you in at has a couple of couches, so I mean, you probably could, catch a
Have a
quick
chat.
cat nap there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always tired. I can sleep anywhere. Like, I've fallen asleep during a concert. Like, I can sleep anywhere. So
Yep.
if you put me in that cell long enough, I'm gonna doze off. It's just
That's right. That's right.
So what is going on here? Or is
That
it
That's
just
the
a-
room. That's the room where we did the Estes method. Remember?
Yeah, we did Estes. Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
what that room originally was, but one person would sit in there and close the door, and everybody in it would be in the hallway outside doing the Estes method that way.
okay?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like just like a holding cell.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like before you get booked in or something.
Probably because it has that big concrete where
Right.
that second chair is. That's usually where they would.
Right.
Yeah.
You bring him into the jail and
Yeah. Put them in
Yeah.
there for a while. Let them sober up.
right.
Right. Yeah.
Which, yeah, I saw viewers' discretion. Some of these doors, I have to say that, because I
Yeah.
looked at some of these doors and I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah, it's raw. It's definitely raw, but that is real. That's not
okay.
stuff that they would carve into the doors. So that's actually stuff that prisoners that were housed here in this jail would put on the doors.
Yeah. The jail that we were talking to last week said that they have more carving in the female side than they do the male side.
Oh, I believe that.
Which, does this jail have a women's side and a male side, or is it
So
was it
I don't
just
think it had women's, did it?
I don't think it did. I think it only has men.
okay?
Yeah, it had men. Yeah.
Got you. Now, this is the one that I have to say viewers' discretion, because I read this and I was like, oh, okay. Or is it? It wasn't that one.
Oh, I was like, what?
I was like, why?
I was all into it. I was like, oh, what is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. All right,
I
Beth
gotta
and Amy.
find it. Oh, no.
Erica, Beth, and Amy 05.
I don't. Maybe I didn't pick that one because of what it said.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
It was along with F the farm animal.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I kind of decided not to show that one.
It's what
Just
bacon. Yeah, it's where bacon comes from, right?
Yeah. Yes. That's
Yeah.
exactly where it was.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get banned off of YouTube because of a picture. So,
Really good idea.
yeah, we're just going to leave that one to people's imagination. If you want to go see it, go on their Facebook
Go on our
picture profile
Facebook
and
page.
it's
Right.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this just like in a rec area or like a little?
Yeah, it is just like in the. It's just in a little
Yeah.
rec area, and I don't know if that actually was there or not.
Okay.
But a lot of times in these little jails, when the family lived there and the women of the house cooked for the prisoners, I think they had fairly decent, better so than they're treated now, I should say.
Okay.
I think because they would get homemade food
Oh wow.
versus food that other prisoners. Listen, if I was in prison or if I was in jail, I'd die of starvation because I wouldn't trust anything that they were cooking.
No.
Right? There's no way. So
especially if I know that I pissed off the cook. I've seen Orange is the New Black. Like I'm not like that's I'm not talking about the cook's food. I'll sit there and shut up and eat it. And no, I'm not talking crap about anybody.
Yeah, I'll eat the orange and give the rest to everybody else. Everybody can fight over it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we got one more picture, and then I forgot to mention this before we went on live. We have a question of the week. And we like to get everybody that's watching their opinion on it, and we like getting your opinion on it. And anybody in the comments that is watching this, not right now, obviously, but later on YouTube, if you want to answer, you can. But what is this part of the jail or is this part of the housing?
The housing, the warden's housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the stairway that takes you up to the bedrooms.
Okay. Now, is it just like every other jail, just the front of the house is the house and the back is the jail?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is crazy because the Gilchrist that we investigate here until maybe Henry's going to be so mad at me that if I don't get this right, because I've been there so many times. I want to say like mid 70s, maybe mid 60s. The jail was built in like the 1920s to like 60s, 70s. The warden would leave at 6 p.m. and come back at 6 a.m. and just leave the prisoners there locked up and like just whatever they did until the warden. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That would be my biggest fear. Being locked in somewhere and knowing that nobody's there to unlock me or save me or
what if someone started a fire or
that's what I was thinking, fire.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like we would all be dead.
Yeah, that's the
and like
I guess that's kind of the risk you take when you're a criminal. So
yeah. That's why I watch my P's and Q's and be a good boy.
Look, my mother took me to the local jail in Richmond, Kentucky when I was 12. And all she had to do was take me upstairs to the holding cell. And there was this giant holding cell and bars, right? And there were rows of benches. And then there was one toilet in the middle of the room with nothing around it. And I was like, Mom, why is there a toilet there? And she said, Aaron, that's because that's where the bad people use the bathroom. And I said, but everybody can see them. And she said, yes. And from that moment on, I knew I was never going to be in trouble. I was never going to jail. That's a definite.
No. Especially eating prison food and then going back to a cell and watching your roommate. No.
Nah.
No.
I'd never survive. I would never
survive. Neither would I. I'm a big guy. I can protect myself, but I'm just gonna. I like my freedom.
Yeah, I like to eat. I want to eat when I want to eat because I want to eat it. So
right.
I want to be told when to eat.
Oh, all right. So this is part of the show. I'm still trying to find music or something to introduce this, but
yeah.
Here's the question of the week, and then we'll see what your reaction is to it. What is your number one bucket list location?
That's so hard.
Yeah. I had to do this. I had to do this show
Is it
so
like
fast. That's the
ever?
only thing I could think of.
So is this like bucket list location?
Yeah, if like you like won a lottery or something, you got to pick your number one location. Where would it be?
I'm gonna let you take this one first, Audra.
What is it? It's in Ireland. Limp Castle.
Oh yeah. What is it? The Ireland.
I think you got it right. The Limp
Yeah.
Castle. Yeah.
Limp Castle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lep Castle, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they did the whole like
The
medieval
impaling and
torture. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
the bloody chapel and
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys watch Project Fear or not, but
Mhm.
they did that. They did that castle. They
Oh.
did a whole Ireland tour. And they
we
went
met
there.
them last week.
Yeah, we met him last week, yeah.
Where?
2 weeks ago. Last week, yeah.
At
At
Smoky
the-
Mountain Chair.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh.
Really, really, really nice people.
Oh, I'm sure they.
All down to earth people.
Yeah, I just saw the picture of little baby Chelsea.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Happy for
Yeah,
Chelsea.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, she had the baby the day before the conference.
Mhm.
Yeah, before the convention. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see. I would say I have been saying Ancient Ram Inn in Gloucestershire, England, but I think I have a new one because I was just talking to Al Cooley about this yesterday, and the Paris catacombs.
Oh.
yeah.
You talk about unlocking some massive fears.
Oh, for sure. Claustrophobia and the fear of the dark. I can't remember what that
Getting lost.
Getting lost.
Getting
That's
lost.
my thing.
Yeah.
Getting lost. You know, I mean, they take you on tours of the.
A friend of mine did the tour, and she said it was impressive.
But can you imagine, like, not paying attention to where the tour goes, and you're just looking at something, you turn around, and there's just nobody there.
Yeah.
You would just.
I would just crumble right there.
Yeah, I would just sit there and cry. I'm like, well, I guess that's where I live now.
Yeah, I guess I'm dying.
I'm just gonna end up dying here and being part of everybody else's bones, and
that's it.
this is where my spirit's gonna be from now on, I guess.
Yeah. Yay! Welcome home.
This is where my
Pretty
family
much.
visits me.
That's it. That's it.
But
that one, I think, because that would hit so many phobias.
So
on top of
me being a horror junkie and like completely in love with Universal monsters and everything, that's what I grew up on. Like, I have a Frankenstein tattoo across my stomach.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to do Dracula's castle.
Yes.
I want to go to Transylvania and do Dracula's castle.
Yeah, I didn't even
like
think
out of all the places in America, that's cool.
That would be cool.
I want to go do an actual massive castle.
Yes.
And,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I would like to do the Hoya Bacha Forest too.
Oh yeah, the Suicide Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. They so Amber says Salem, Massachusetts. And
yeah.
It's worth it.
Salem is lovely.
It's steeped in so much history.
Yes, and we stayed at Lizzie Borden's house while we were there too.
Oh, man.
We actually had really good communication with Miss Borden.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
like we had a dead bell. We were using a dead bell, and usually with dead bells, it's kind of a catch-22 with dead bells. I mean, it's kind of because you can time those. You can, because sometimes you can set those things by a timer. And
can you?
Yeah, sometimes you can, depending. But this one didn't operate like that. It operated a little bit differently, and I don't even know where he got this at because it was the guide that let us use it.
Right.
actually giving us direct answers, because we would say like ring the bell once for yes, twice for no, and
Right.
that's a question we couldn't answer.
Well, that's another thing that I'm talking about. Like that's goes along with like the music. That's
Mhm.
something that they know what it is.
Yeah.
Like back in like the
Yeah.
20s and 30s, that's what they would use. Like they would use
Yeah.
little bells.
And they might have had a belief system that, things like flashlights, torches, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
and bells and the candles that they are familiar with, but you don't know. I mean, when you have something with antennas and lights and stuff, it's
Right.
intimidating because they come
Yeah.
from a different time. So
Right.
even though they may have been a spirit and seen all these things, they just may not resonate with them.
Yeah. So Amber's got one more. I want to say I would want to go here when
Oh, I see it.
the former owners owned it, but not now because of
Conjuring House.
Yeah.
the Conjuring House.
We both been there. Both Audra and I have
been there. Yeah.
Have you?
With the former owners, not the current owners.
Yeah.
He's slipping my mind right now. The former owner, I can't remember his name right now.
I see his face.
I see his face, the beard.
I do too.
His wife.
Yes.
We did an interview with him the beginning of this show, probably like 2 years ago. Before it was right when the lady first bought it. She hadn't gone she ain't gone crazy yet. Let's just say
He's
that.
a Heinzens, right? Heinzens?
Yes, Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Yeah,
Corey.
That's it. There we go. There we go. Got it.
Teamwork.
But, yeah. Unfortunately, nobody's going to the Conjuring House right now because
I bet nobody ever goes back to the Conjuring House.
Yeah.
You think?
She ain't gonna give that up, and it's gonna fall into disrepair.
Mm-hmm.
But did the city not take it over? That's what I was told, that the city.
No, she still owns it. They took away the right to rent it out. I think.
Yeah, it can't be used for entertainment purposes.
Right.
Entertainment purposes.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, she still owns it. It just can't be used for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, it was a great house. I mean, it had activity. It left me to where I would only go back with my team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go back with anybody else but the team that I'm a part of, because I trust them with my life. But this place left me very, very unsettled. It was very uncomfortable. It left me feeling a little maddened in the head.
Yeah. Which the whole time before we go and everything, I have a story for The Conjuring. We did the interview with Corey, and I was trying to get I have Andrea Perrin's like assistant. Mm-hmm. Her name's Jenny. Or Jenny, is it Jenny? Aaron. Sorry, Aaron.
Not me.
I know, no, not you, the other Aaron. Yeah. I was talking to Aaron, and I was trying to get an interview with Andrea Perrin. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if she was, because I had just messaged Andrea asking to be on the podcast, and I messaged Aaron the same time. So I don't know if she was trying to get out of the chat, but she ended up calling me, and I'm sitting there and I looked down at my phone and it said Andrea Perrin. And I'm like,
oh, what?
Oh my God. And I answer and I'm like, hello?
Is this for real?
It's Chris from Underworld. Hello. She's like, no, it's Aaron. I am so sorry. I tried to hang up. I'm like, I was like, at least I want to screenshot this one.
I would have screenshot it and been like, look.
Yeah, freaking Andrea Perrin.
I got a call from.
I was like, that's it. I'm done. I don't need to do any more in this. That's it. Right. But before we go and before we say our goodbyes, is there anything that you like to promote with your team, or investigations that's coming up that you want to promote?
Aaron, go ahead.
Well, of course, we're going to promote the Euro Shrine since we're ambassadors.
Yes.
And I just want to remind everybody that you can look us up on Facebook or WhatsApp under Tennessee Shadow Chasers and get a hold of us. We usually are there within 30 minutes. So if you message us on WhatsApp or Facebook, somebody out of our team is going to message you back within 30 minutes.
Unless it's the middle of the night, then
that's different. Yeah. If it's the middle of the night, and it's during a little bit of time. We all have our full-time jobs, so we all do sleep.
I was going to say, I am never going to answer anybody in the middle of the night. I'm sorry.
No, definitely not. Not true emergency from family.
Yeah.
So the investigations are $280 for up to 6 people. That's basically $50 a person.
Yeah.
We will let you have 8 if you have 8 on your team, but
yeah,
you start getting 8 in there, you're gonna get a little crowded. But
and
6 is about the golden number.
Yeah, 8's a good number. And so it goes from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. If you're getting some mad evidence at 3 o'clock, we'll let you go a little bit over. Not too terrible much, but we will let you go a little over 3 o'clock.
Right.
We do stay on site just in case you need us. We stay quiet. We stay next to the bonfire outside, and there's covered roofing for us. If it's raining, we can be under a roof reading books, whatever,
Yeah.
Open the internet out.
We do offer special services as well. We do offer additional seance services that's offered by the local seance society as well, Appalachian Seance Society, who is a local coven that's there.
Mm-hmm.
They do come in and do a seance for you, and they will do rituals for you as well. If you're interested in that, they'll do those for an additional cost. We do provide those costs to you when you book.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I've never been part of a real seance. I want to so bad.
Oh,
they had a really good one the other night, man. I mean, that place was lit up.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But everything, I will be sharing all of their information on Underworld page. So if you need to get in contact with them, I will have description below, and I will have it on our Facebook. But this conversation was awesome. You guys opened my mind to so much more than I already thought of.
Good. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. So I had one team ask me before we go, and it's always stuck with me, and I always like asking people, do you think spirits can smell?
Yes.
I do. I've never been asked that question, but I do.
Neither have I. And it's been driving me crazy ever since. And it's been like a year since they asked me that, and I'm still asking people.
Well, that makes you think, well, do you think they can feel textures?
Right. Or is it the memory of?
Or the memory of, yeah. Like, do you think they
that
can feel like your shirt or your, like, a versus
Right.
satin versus
Right.
linen versus
wool? Yeah.
Or does it just go through?
Right.
And they don't feel it.
You can smell flowers, you can smell cigarettes, you can smell perfume, there's so many phantom smells that you can smell in locations, or like the doll that smells. Does she know that she smells that bad? Or
right? I think she does.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure that spirit or what that demon or whatever's inside of Marcellus, they know they smell.
They've got a cat, a ghost cat there. So does she hear the ghost cat?
Ooh.
Right.
Does she feel the ghost cat? Do they feel the ghost cat when it goes by? See, now what have you done?
Now what have you done, Chris? Now I'm going to be thinking about smells.
I have to pass it to everybody because it drives me nuts too. So you guys are welcome.
Does the cat smell Marcella?
Oh,
Speaking of cats, my cat just woke up.
Oh, look at that kitty.
This is my baby.
Oh, that's a young kitty, huh?
Yeah, she just turned a year.
Oh, look how sweet. What's her name?
But I want to greatly appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with us.
Thank you. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that it was almost 2 hours that we've been talking. It definitely doesn't feel like 2 hours.
It doesn't, does it?
No. But thank you for coming on and hanging out, and welcome to the Underworld family now.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank
Thanks for having
you.
us. It was an honor.
I can't wait to come up there and see what you guys are doing up there.
Oh man, reach out to us. You need to come to the shrine. You need to come to the shrine.
I will make it a point. I promise.
Please, please.
I will.
You will not. You will not be disappointed.
Got you. Anybody that's watching, thank you for watching our new Underworld. I have a lot more coming. Give me a couple weeks to figure out what's going on in my crazy life right now. But I promise I will come out even bigger than we already are.
Yes.
Got
Yes.
one more comment. Yeah, but what small sense familiar?
Small sense of familiar with the time. See, there's
Oh, see, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
She just
And
took it
now
to a whole
Amber
other
has
level.
Yep. Amber's just opened up a whole nother level for us.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna text her and be like, "Oh,
Oh,
there's so
wake up
much I'm
3
already
in the
thinking
morning.
about."
You know that's gonna happen.
Good question.
All
Good
right.
question.
Have a great night, guys.
You
We'll
too.
definitely
Thank you
keep
so
in
much.
touch.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank
All right.
you.
Have a
Thanks.
great night, guys.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody that's watching, remember, always stay creepy.
Yes. I was being frantic.